Okay. I think now we may, well, there's only one 141-pound mat on here. We're getting there. They're catching up, right? Things are catching up here, Mike, slowly but surely.
Starting to get back in order. If such a thing is possible, this is controlled chaos.
It is, right? I mean, that's really what it is. It's controlled chaos, and if you are part of the wrestling community, you definitely know that. Jamison with the win down there on mat number 1, 10-0.
So that sets the semifinals at 141 pounds. Jamison and Cale Happel on one side of the bracket. Echemendia and Jordan Titus on the other side. Chalk at 141, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds moving on to the semifinals later on today here on ESPN+. All 149-pound matches now on your screen.
Yep.
In fact, we'll probably, yes, okay, all 4 149-pound quarterfinals.
Everything's
That's 1
149.
through 4.
Yep.
McDougald and Gabe Willishell getting started top left corner of your screen. Williams and Martin in a tight one late second period in mat 2, top right corner. Waters and Petersen bottom left. And Swierski, the number 1 seed, and Logan Joffrey just winding down the first period bottom right.
Watch Willishell wrestle down there on mat number 1 from Wyoming. I talked to Coach Branch about him. He is, he's pretty funky, right? I was talking to Coach Branch. He's one of those guys that when he's wrestling, you go, no. Then he does something, yes. Right? He's got his own unique style, but it works for him, right? It works for him.
Kind of situation where he's the only guy in the room who really knows what he's actually doing.
Right. And that's what's beautiful about wrestling, right? You have some guys that can do that. And obviously there's some other people in the room that you're like, I'm not going to teach you that, or you don't do that. Willishell, you do that all day because that's what you're comfortable with.
He's in on a leg here on McDougald.
McDougald's a good scrambler, man. He doesn't mind people in on his legs. He knows how to defend that pretty good.
Meanwhile, Jordan Williams has built up a 9-5 advantage on mat 2, top right corner.
Yep, he's done a good job there so far, scored late.
Swierski and Joffrey's a good one here, bottom right, 3-2, as we approach the midway point of this match.
Illegal there by Williams. That makes the score 9-6. They have 10-5, but that's the wrong thing. Should be 9-6.
And now they are changing.
There it is. Okay.
Casey Swierski of Iowa State, the number 1 seed at 149 pounds, but in a bit of a battle here in the quarterfinals with Logan Joffrey of Mizzou.
So here's what Coach Smith and them are throwing the brick for. They called an illegal move on that one. This is more of an official deal. Look down there on mat 1.
Chance here for Willishell.
With a headlock, he's got McDougald in all types of trouble right there.
4 fingers already out for Willishell.
This is
looking for the pin, and there it is. Gabe Willishell with the upset of Willie McDougald.
Oh, my goodness.
The Wyoming Cowboy on to the semifinals.
Dangerous from all positions. Watch this. Beautiful headlock, a little throw by, and then, wow, right there. Cinches that thing tight. You see the Wyoming coaches going crazy. He settles. You know, right there, you're like a python. You don't need to rush anything, right? Take your time. End up working for that fall. It was early in the first period, so there's still a lot of, nobody's like real sweaty just yet, so you're keeping that grip.
Mark Branch and that Wyoming Cowboys staff fired up for that one, and for good reason. Gabe Willishell with his 17th victory of the year, the upset of Willie McDougald in the quarterfinals, and he moves on to the semis at 149 pounds.
Yeah, we talked about that, Mike, just how dangerous he is from all positions, how he likes to wrestle. Williams is up 9-7 on Martin, penalty point, and then Martin just escaped. Williams got a 2-point lead, but like I said, with a 3-point takedown, it's anybody's ball game. Williams does have a minute 5, so actually the score is 10-7 in reality right now. With 1:15 left in the third.
Williams' best win of the year was against Alec Martin, and now facing him again here in these quarterfinals.
Yep, Swierski with the 3-2 lead down here on mat number 4. Starting to, 15 seconds into the third.
time not a factor on mat 4.
Got Waters right here in front of us as well. Waters and Petersen.
Williams and Martin in the final 40 seconds here of the third period. Williams has the riding time advantage for the moment.
So this is where Williams got to be smart. Obviously, Martin's got to look like, hey, man, how am I going to get to a leg? Williams has got to understand I don't need to put myself in any type of danger here and, you know, not get lazy anywhere. We saw a position like this earlier here on mat 2 where somebody hit a duck, went to that bear hug, ended up scoring. Titus. It was Titus, right? It was Titus that did that.
A restart here with 19 seconds left. Martin has to force the action. A couple of Oklahoma State, South Dakota State matches in the top 2 frames of your screen. Travis and Swierski just getting started in the quarterfinals at 157, top left corner. Williams just hanging on the net return. The three-point takedown, and that'll clinch it. Jordan Williams will move on to the semifinals.
Because with that stall call, that actually made the score 9-8 right there. But Williams got that last takedown, made it 13-8, quote-unquote 14-8 with riding time.
So Jordan Williams joins Gabe in the semifinals on opposite sides of the bracket. They await their opponents.
Yeah, Swierski, that's 4-2 down there. Swierski with the lead with about 25 seconds left.
Joffrey's got to make something happen, but he's got a chance here. Again, riding time not a factor down there on mat 4. Only 8 seconds to speak of.
You know, and this even speaks to what Coach Smith was talking about, Joffrey, right? He hadn't had a chance to wrestle the majority of the season, but he's right here with this guy. 42. Just gave up the last takedown right there at the end, but he's in.
Oh, a chance there for Joffrey, but he runs out of time. A good scrap from the Mizzou Tiger, but Casey Swierski, the #1 seed, will move on to the semifinals.
Man, he went big, double overs, inside-out trip. I like it, man. You don't have nothing to lose right there.
Casey Swierski bounding his way out of the BOK Center, ready for the semifinals later on tonight. Meanwhile, Waters and Petersen winding to a close. Waters in complete control.
Watterson is doing a heck of a job, man. He's just been controlling the pace from the first whistle. Nice job by Petersen, though. Kind of caught him relaxing and sleeping a little bit.
We've already seen Petersen once today flip a 10-point plus margin around come back and pull a fall on Adam Allard. So this thing's not over yet, but a lot of work again for Petersen to do.
Yep, 14-1, wasn't it? I remember that.
Yeah.
So now we got majority of 157s on the mat. We look down here on mat 1 with Travis and Swierski. This was an overtime match during the duel. We had a chance to talk to Coach Hahn about some of these matches. Obviously, Martin and Williams was a rematch. Swierski and Travis are a rematch right here. This match right here on mat 2 between Zerbin and Hill. This was a 4-3 match at the Southern Scuffle in the semi. Zerbin won on riding time to make the score 4-3 here on mat number 2.
Three-point takedown for Chittum on mat 4, and he starts off well against Brock Mahler.
So we got 3 157-pound matches out here and 1 149-pound match.
Brock Mahler, an All-American a year ago, finished 7th at Nationals. Made it to the Big 12 final match a year ago at 157 pounds, but the 5 seed this year, a 12-3 record, missed a stretch of time. This Missouri program had big-time issues with the flu in the last 2-3 weeks of the season. Had a lot of guys miss time.
Yeah, between the duel that they had with Northern Iowa and then Iowa State, like it ran through their whole program basically. And you know, Coach Smith was talking about how hard that was on the team. Swierski with the takedown down there takes the lead 3-1 with 19 seconds left in the second period, and I think it's his choice going into the third.
So Teague Travis, the 3 seed from Oklahoma State, in a little bit of trouble at 157 pounds. It's another situation where we see a guy who had a first-round bye in Swierski against Travis, who had to wrestle in that first round against Chaz Hallmark, and you just wonder if the gas